Hey man, how's it going? I'm gonna make this video really quick and we're gonna talk about West Boss. Yes! Dude, I love this boss so much. So this boss has a lot of really cool AI associated with it, and also like positioning and directional elements that allow us to manipulate the AI really consistently, actually, and it's very exciting. And so this boss seems like really complicated, and there's a bit of detail, but we're gonna break it all down, and then all it takes is a bit of practice, and it should be no problem. I still don't have everything 100% consistent, but I'm gonna tell you what I know. So what we're gonna do to start is we're gonna look at a video of where I'm doing this boss fight in the naked mode. And the reason is this shows off the AI manipulation just really well. It shows it off really well. With the plinking with the shotgun, it can make things a little muddled because I'm not entirely comfortable with plinking yet, because I'm still relatively new to the game. But that's okay. So we're gonna look at that with the pistol, and then we're gonna like slow it down and look at targeted areas, which is really cool. And then I am going to go ahead and show a really cool step-by-step image where I'm going to show the exact positional analysis and also like sort of talk about the AI and like what the game likes to do with that. So why don't we go ahead and jump right into the VLC replay. VLC, excellent. So here we go. I actually have to set this to normal really quickly because I was taking a look at it myself. And let's check it out. So here we go. I don't have speed dash, so I have to do those weird dashes to get in a good spot. And here, after he hits me with the first attack, I'm gonna blink one more time and dash away, just like that. There, I missed my blink, so I had to dash a little bit earlier. No problem. And then there, just dashing and dodging and trying to get in as close. And as we look at this, right? We'll see the common trend of trying to stay as close to the boss as possible, right? So there I dash, so I am really close to the boss afterwards to be able to start attacking immediately. And that's what is going to ultimately save you the most time. Because the important thing to note is every single time you hit the boss, it slows down. And you don't slow down as much as the boss. So this allows us to pack in more damage, more attacks, in the shortest period of time in RTA. Okay? In the shortest period of time. So it's imperative that we stay close so that we can attack him for as many times as possible. Because if you dash away from him, if you dash down and away from him, you're not only losing damage, but you're also losing those really crucial slowdown periods of every single time you hit him. So every time you blink, right after when you shoot him with your blaster or the shotgun, when we show that later on, and every time you hit him with a sword slash or other attack, you are going to end up slowing him down. So of course a blink is going to slow him down more than a single sword slash or a single bullet from the pistol, right? And so this is like super important with killing the boss fast. Okay, so why don't we go ahead and show exactly how the positioning is going to work, right? So why do I blink once after he hits me with the attack? This is to buy me more time to dash in a very sort of crucial timing window. So what happens is after the boss does the first attack, it'll do like this running around thing based on how close you are. If you're right up next to the boss after the first attack, he's going to actually move away from you slightly and then jump back in for the second attack. So here what we see in this first step is this is the last blink, right? So he hit me once, I blink once, and then I dash away. So this is showing right before I dash. So there you can see the sword, the after animation of the blink itself, and you can see that this boss is now setting his trajectory in this position. So after the first attack, he moves around, sets up that target, and then I slow him down to open that timing window even longer for me to dash away, right? And then what's going to happen is I'm going to say, okay, now I want to dash exactly to the right. Why? Well, let's think about this, right? Because the dash is always the same distance that you're going to travel. So when where I want to dash is what's going to put me closest to him as possible without running into him, so that like this stops your dash, right? Because you can't dash through solid objects. You can't do that in this game. You might be able to slide around him, but his downward motion is most likely going to lock you and block you. So it's important that I dash a certain angle away from him, but also that I keep it close, right? So I know he's heading down to the left, so I'm going to head pretty much horizontal to the right. Okay, and what I really want to draw your eyes to is this acute angle, right, between these two lines. I know I've set him up to go down here, so I want to dash at that acute angle. If I dash at a right angle, right, this is going to send the boss, this is going to put me further away from the boss, so I can't start plinking him as soon. And just like we talked about, that's a significant time loss, right? Same thing as if you dash like directly away from him, that's even worse. So just don't do that. Just don't do that. This may seem risky, but it's not. You just have to like play around with it to decide what angle is going to work best for you. So that being said, this next step is where we see me going through the dash, and you can see the boss is absolutely committed to this position and this angle. And this is about the width of the attack, okay? About the width of the attack. So an important thing though in this step is that I'm going to start buffering movement, okay? Because as you know, going through a dash, you can't buffer attacks. You cannot buffer your plank. You can't do it. It doesn't work, okay? But what you can buffer are movement inputs. And so because you can't change your direction while you're dashing through, boom, you move your joystick up and to the left in this specific scenario. Or I use mouse and keyboard, so I press W plus A. And so this allows me to be able to both head a little bit upwards to avoid this area even better that the boss is going to be creating, and then also to be able to move slightly towards the boss in order to be able to guarantee that my plink immediately after my dash finishes to hit. Okay, and then here in the third attack we see the boss hitting that area, and sure enough, indeed, easy peasy lemon squeezy AI manipulation was successful, and this yellow line is to indicate that I'm going to attack directly. Now look at this distance. Look how far away I am from the boss right when my dash attacks. It's like the perfect distance to be able to start a plink. And sure enough, in this fourth image, we see that the width of the plink itself is just within the boss's hitbox. Boom, successful, absolutely wrecked. And so here I'm showing that I am still moving up into the left. So let's actually look really, really closely again at the VLC replay. Let's slow it down and look at this specific instance, which is actually the first traded sequence. And then let's talk about the rest of the boss fight, okay? So here we go. I'm gonna pause it here, and I am going to slow it down. Slow. Okay? All right, so here we go. So I'm attacking him, boom, first hit, plink once, and dash away. And then boom, instantaneously start plinking as soon as possible. Boop. Once again, one more plink after he hits that first attack onto the ground. You can use an audio cue, you can use a visual cue, and there I got slightly out of position, so I had to dash down and away. And then there, when he hits, this is actually also a really cool thing to look at, right? Is notice how I just barely start dashing when he starts this attack. And the reason is because it heads out radially outward, so you can still get in a couple more plinks, right, which is slowing down time, which is slowing down his ability to start this attack, and then to dash away right before it starts, because it heads out in like a shockwave, right? It expands outwards. It's not where these white clouds are exactly, because as we know, the dash is not a dodge. So that being said, right after that happens, I move up and to the right a little bit, as we see me doing, and then I dash across to be able to continue my assault on the boss. And look at that. Perfect distance away to once again start plinking in the shortest period of time, okay? So this is the idea, right? This is the idea, is that you want to dash in sort of locations that are going to set yourself up to make these acute angles to be able to dodge these attacks, and then be able to start attacking them immediately after you come out of that dash animation, excuse me. There we go, just plinking. And then for these attacks, I just try and move around him in a circle if you're really that curious. But you shouldn't reach this point if you're using the shotgun. You just won't. Nailed it. That being said, another thing I sort of dropped really shortly was a knowledge bomb about the AI, and that is when you're really close to him, the way he's going to move is out and away. See that? How he moved a little bit down and out, and that's because I started really close. If you start really far away from you, he'll do really weird things with this movement, like he might move backwards before he starts heading down initially, and that's really bad. That's a huge, huge time loss. And so here we go, we're going to show that again. Look how close I am to it, and he's going to move slightly into my direction. And then look how short those ranges were for that first attack, right? So the further away you are from him, the more he's going to leap, the further he's going to leap, and the faster his acceleration and the faster his velocity is with that attack. And that's bad. We don't want him to cover large distances quickly. We want him to move slowly in short distances. And so this is another reason why you always want to be standing close to him. Always be standing close to him, okay? As shown here. So let's back it up. Let's show it again, right? Look at this. Look how close he is to me. And look at that. He barely jumps away from me. And then the second attack was really, really short. Once again, very, very close, but I just missed that plank. I just missed that plank, and that threw me off the rest of that chain. That's okay. That'll just happen. And the important thing is to recognize when you're out of position and then just dash out. And that's it. So let's go ahead and break away. We're going to jump in. I'm going to explain the shotgun and how that works. And yeah, I hope this is really helpful. Awesome. Yes. Hey man, welcome back. We're going to watch me struggle with this a little bit. And so I'm going to try and show this in real time. What's going to happen is I'm going to try and defeat this boss. So here I have the shotgun, here I have the pistol. Some things to talk about is like start position. Usually you want to go for the 6th dash if you can get it, which can be a little tricky. The timing's a bit difficult. So I usually just go for the 5 dash and be a little bit further away. But you want to make sure that the drifter is on the same screen as the boss. If he's under it, the boss is going to do really annoying AI pattern. You're going to lose a lot of damage in that first cycle. The second thing is I like to plink 3 times and then dash away. You can get 4 in, but it's extremely difficult and not very consistent because it's just so difficult. It's so difficult. Not very consistent is the wrong way to say it. It's really fucking difficult to get consistent. So what we're going to end up doing though afterwards is we're going to be low on ammo. So we're going to get the 4th plink in then, and then do a bunch of sword slashes afterwards to recharge ammo. And then he's going to go through that second set of his 2 swings, right? And then on the 3rd swing, we're going to try and unload a bunch of damage again, which is like maybe 2 plinks, maybe 3. And then he's going to do the stand and explode thing, and you can actually kill him before he gets the explosion off. It's a little risky, so we'll just show the safe strats for this. Okay. So there, he was walking away from me. Yeah, and voila. And so that made it pretty difficult to be able to continue that chain. But you saw how I was able to get in enough damage consistently to be able to take him down. So basically, like, I'm constantly looking up to the left for a split second to check my ammo, but I know I can get in 4 plinks if I don't miss a sword slash. Before I need to think about recharging ammo. And that was a really good showcase of like what to do in that situation with the shotgun. Yeah, anyways, I hope this was helpful. If you have any questions, feel free to ask, but I think I covered most of the things. Really, positioning is pretty key, and being able to like adjust based on how different your positioning is and how different his positioning is. And then always just trying to stay close, just always try to stay close and keep hitting him with the sword and with the shotgun. And then if you can't hit him with the shotgun, just make sure you're always hitting him with the sword. Yeah. Anyways, I hope that helps, and good luck.